This day in sports history. It's May 28th, and on this day in 1957, the National League decided that expanding to the West Coast was a pretty good idea, and the owners voted unanimously to allow the Brooklyn Dodgers to move to Los Angeles and the New York Giants to move to San Francisco if they wanted to. And they did. The Dodgers wanted a new stadium, and the folks in Brooklyn were not going to build them one. The Giants were worried that the Polo Grounds would crumble, and attendance had also dwindled. They both made their formal requests in October, and by opening day of 1958, both the Giants and the Dodgers were playing in sunny California. On this day in 1956, Pittsburgh's Dale Long hit a home run in the fourth inning in a game against the Brooklyn Dodgers. It was the 8th consecutive game that Long had homered. He'd actually set the record for consecutive games with a home run back on the 26th, but here on the 28th was his last in the string. His 8 straight games hitting a home run would stand alone for 31 years until Don Mattingly equaled it in 1987. Ken Griffey Jr. joined that short list when he hit home runs in 8 straight games in 1993. On this day in 2006, Barry Bonds hit career home run number 715. He took a 3-2 pitch from Colorado's Byung-Hyun Kim to deep center at Candlestick Park, and there was not much of a scramble for the historic baseball. A fan by the name of Andrew Morbitzer was waiting in line for a beer and a dog when he heard the noise, looked skyward, and saw a ball coming right at him. He caught it and later sold it for $220,000. I don't think I'm going to go out on a limb here when I say that water is the basis for life here on planet Earth. No water, no us, right? We all need it. We all drink it to quench our thirst. That is, unless you're a hockey goalie, apparently. On this day in 1985, it was Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final between Philadelphia and Edmonton. The Flyers skated to a 3-1 lead in the first. The Oilers tied it back up in the second after Glenn Anderson slid one past Pelle Lindbergh, and at that point, the Flyers were gassed. While a shift may last a minute or so, allowing skaters to grab a seat on the bench and a cool squirt of water if they want, goalies, they're pretty stranded out there on the ice. Well, the Philly coaching staff, and especially Lindbergh, was a bit parched in the pipes, and a request was made for a water bottle to be delivered and then kept on top of the net so he could grab a quick drink during a stoppage. Now, the Oilers thought that was a crazy ask and responded by saying, "Hey, do you want a picnic basket too? Perhaps some fried chicken or some brie and cheese back there?" Request denied. Now, that probably played zero role in the Oilers winning the game 5-3 to take a 3-1 series lead in the Cup final, but it probably didn't help. Now, a goalie's water bottle on top of the net is standard, and at least what happened on this day 41 years ago was the start of that. On this day in 1983, 17-year-old American tennis player Kathy Horvath pulled off an upset for the ages when she toppled world number 1 Martina Navratilova in the 4th round of the French Open. That snapped Navratilova's 36-game winning streak, and it was the only time she lost in all of 1983. Horvath's run did not last much longer, though. She lost in the quarterfinals to eventual runner-up Mima Josevec in straight sets. And time now for today's That's Got Nothing to Do with Sports fun fact. All things being equal, the termite is the most flatulent creature on the planet. I guess it's all that fiber. And that also makes you wonder who is tasked with actually checking that out. But anyway, have fun with that one today. This has been an original Thrive Suite production.